guys? Clint Lund here, Lund MX. Another beautiful day here in the Central Coast, live from the shop garage, whatever. Working on. There it is. 2009 Yz450f. This is actually a comeback. I don't get many comebacks, but it does happen occasionally. You like my glasses? Anyway, it's a comeback. I had the head completely bust on this thing the previous time. Shot a valve down the piston and broke the valve, and it chewed it up inside the top of the cylinder, and needless to say, the head was completely junk. So I put a new head, or not new, but a used head from eBay on it, and did something stupid. I didn't check it out. I didn't check the deck on the cylinder head. So I ended up putting it back together, and lo and behold, it has a head gasket leak. Now, I torqued this perfectly, as specifications show. And, you know, these 2003, really, to basically the 5-valve titanium 450s are one of the more difficult head gaskets to torque. You have to, you know, there's a way to do it. Then you got to back them off, re-grease them, torque it, and then you mark the bolt, and then you spin it 180 degrees. Don't just take my word for it. Check your manual, because I might be goobering up some of that info. But either way, I did that all correctly, and for some reason, within 15 minutes of riding it, it starts getting coolant inside the cylinder, and then it won't run at that point. You know, it just, you know, dirt bikes can't run off water. It sucks, you know. The hydro technology's not there yet. Anyway, so a couple indications I'll show you real quick that show that it's a head gasket. It's something you can look for, and if you're seeing it and your bike's running like crap, then we're going to take it off. We're going to take it down to my buddy, Chris Turk, mid-state cylinder head. You guys have heard me mention that guy before. We're going to take it down to Chris Turk, mid-state cylinder head. We're going to have him put a deck on it. Clean up the cylinder too. We'll take that down. Cylinder's in good shape, but you know, we'll take both, have the decks checked on both, and get this thing back, because dude wants it by the weekend. Today is Wednesday, and he wants it by the weekend. So hopefully Chris can work some magic and get this thing done before Sunday, because Saturday or Friday we're going to be getting rain here, and God, we need it. After you saw the last video, God, yeah, that dry dirt, they'll come back and get you. Anyways, waiting for a cylinder for this one. Ordered an OEM cylinder. I don't know what's taking it so long, but the coating wore through on that. We're going to be doing a bit more work on that thing too, because it's in pretty bad shape. We had an 2015 RMZ show up the other day. It just won't start, won't run. Probably valves, knowing 250s. So, anyways, sit back, relax, grab your favorite beverage, check it out, and I'll start showing you what I found and how I knew it was a head gasket. So, here we go. So, if you guys ever see this coming out of your bike, looks like when you hawk up a nice loogie when you're sick, and this is coming out of the vent tube for the valve cover. That is because it's getting water mixed in with the oil, and the water's actually filling up. Zoom. Come on, focus. It's actually, the water's filling up into, the water vapor, excuse me, is filling the crankcase, and yeah, it just, so this thing's going to need to be flushed too with clean oil, and you know, because I'm the guy that I am, you know, standing behind my work, I warranty everything, especially this kind of stuff. So this is all on me. I got to pay for everything. The gaskets are ordered through RockyMountainATVMC.com. I'm sure all you guys know about that website. But not how I wanted to start the middle of my week. Can you start the middle of your week? Anyway. All right, here we go. Okay, stop there just to give you guys a little direction in case this is your first time doing it. You got to remove your seat first. Get yourself a little box. I usually get a couple boxes, one for body and then the other for engine, and then if I go internal, then internal engine. So I'm going to need a few boxes here, but anyway, pull off your fuel line gently, and then drain your water. Little info on the radiator drain. Don't open the cap until you get the bolt off all the way. It'll dribble, dribble, dribble. It'll run a little bit out. Then you remove that cap and that thing's going to like spray out of that. So anyways, remove your fuel tank, and then you're going to want to remove your upper motor mounts right here. They're 14 and 12 millimeter. Remove this upper motor mount. Then you get to your valve cover, pull off your exhaust pipe header, and you're going to need to remove one radiator hose that plugs into the top of your head right here. You have to remove that, just kind of tuck it up inside your cables so it stays out of the way. Then you're going to come in, excuse me, at the timing chain tensioner right here, back off that 10 millimeter nut right there I'm pointing at, the bolt. Inside is a flat blade screwdriver, a tiny one too. Flat blade screwdriver where you can release the tensioner for the timing chain. You tighten it, so clockwise, and it'll suck the tensioner in, and it'll take the pressure off the chain. Then you could go ahead and loose after you get your valve cover off, which is a pain in the dick on these 06 to 09 Yz450s. But remove your valve cover, and then after you fart with that, trying to get that off for a while, then you'll see the cam caps. Cam caps are 8 millimeters. There's 4 on this one, 6 on this one. Keep everything separate. You don't want to mix the two, so keep the bolts and the cam cap cover careful. There's a little half moon or toenail washer, or not washer, I don't even know what it's a clip. It's a retaining clip for the cam. Careful it doesn't fall down below, or else you have to be fishing out with a magnet. Same thing with the intake cam. Remove those, and then you could start pulling off your cylinder right here. These 8 millimeters, those come out, and then there's 4 head bolts. Take those 4 head bolts out, but you will not be able to get this. I'll show you when I get there. There's a head bolt right on here. You will not be able to get it out until you have the head completely loose. It's a weird, I guess you'd say, manufacturer flaw that Yamaha did. And then after you get there, you want to remove this, I think it's either 10 or 12 millimeter bolt for your subframe. Loosen the bottom 2, and you're just going to tilt your subframe down, so it's going to pull the carburetor away from the head so you can get the head off. And I'll show you when we get there, but just a little pre-info before we get there so you guys know what I'm doing when I get there. Alright, makes sense? Let's go. Okay, got it all off. Valve cover is down there and covered in white goop, which is that head gasket. So we got the valve cover off, which, yeah, you gotta, when the valve cover's on, you gotta pull these cables up kind of out of the way on both sides. There's 2 on both sides. Pull them up out of the way, and you want to wrestle the valve cover off that direction towards the right radiator, and it'll come off. Putting it on, I swear, is even harder, but at least you get you this far. So from here, remove the header pipe, the exhaust pipe over there, that thing. Remove that. Remove these 8 millimeter bolts right here. Loosen your timing chain like I told you, and then but do this in the order I'm saying. You don't want to loosen these cam caps before you loosen the timing chain. It will pull down on your cams, and it can actually hurt the threads in your cam caps. It could damage your cam caps, and you don't want to do that. So Anywho, gonna pick up from here, work on getting this head off, take off those 4 bolts, and like I said, you won't be able to get this bolt out. That's like it's under this cam right here on this side. You won't be able to get it out because it'll hit the frame. So that's when we loosen the top, or we take out that top subframe bolt right there, take it out all the way, and just loosen these bottom ones on each side, and then you'll be able to push the subframe down and pull your carburetor away from the head. So you'll have to loosen your carburetor, obviously. Don't loosen the rubber mount that's on the head, just loosen the carburetor side. And sometimes you might need to get a little flat blade, tire iron, something like that in there to work the carburetor out of the cylinder head. And then from there, the head will be able to twist and move. And what you have to do is actually pull that bolt up a little bit, slide the head over, then you can pull the bolt out the rest of the way. And there'll be some things holding you up, like the timing chain tensioner guides. They'll be holding you up from like sliding it over a lot, but at least you can pick up the head and tilt it just a little bit to get that top bolt out. And you're going to need to repeat that same process when putting it back together. It's a total pain in the ass. And thank God Yamaha changed these after 4 years, because it was definitely a hard way to do this. But here we go. All right, here's the part I was talking about with the bolt from hell. I was mistaken. It's not this one underneath the cam right here. It's actually this guy right here. And as you can see, if you look straight up from it, is the frame. Now they did notch a little bit of the frame right here for it to come up, but it's just not enough. So, see if I can bring this up here. Why not? Let's try that. I know you can't really see. You gotta. So the head's already disconnected, so you're gonna pull the head up just a little bit. And then tilt the head just to the side, just so I'm pulling it towards me here. And I don't know if you can see that bolt coming up right now. And you'll be able to eventually, with a little bit of finagling, snatch that thing out. It's a weird, stupid design. But there it is. Okay, well I got it all stripped down. Let me clean off the lens. There you go, now you guys can see. So I got all stripped down. I'm going to cover it up, just so no contaminants can get down in there. Cover it up. Got my parts. I got to do some cleaning on those. So here's the cylinder and the top. A little bit of boogie juice on it. Permatex is the worst. Don't Permatex your gaskets, guys. But anyways, so we're going to go check the deck on that. And here's the cylinder head. Big indication of head gasket leak is, see how clean it is? Like all the combustion here. Let me get to focus. There you go. See how clean it is? That's not good. Believe it or not, that's not good. It should be black. So it's a big indicator that, yep, this head gasket was leaking quite a bit. And you know, he's definitely going to find some fault in here somewhere. So might not be able to see it, but there's going to be a low side and a high side on this deck right here. So we're going to take it down to Chris Dirk, mid-state cylinder head. We're going to have him check it out. Alright guys, so the cylinder head's all dropped off with mid-state cylinder head. He's going to push hard to get it done by the weekend. It's like I said, it's Wednesday today. And he's super slammed. He took the weekend off plus Monday, Tuesday to go. He's a dirt bike rider too, so he was gone for a couple days, so he's really backed up on work, but he's going to do his best to get that thing done, and then so be on the lookout for a part 2 to the head gasket rebuild on this Yz450. If you haven't done it already, like, subscribe, pay attention to what's going on in the London MX world. Got a lot of different things going on these days. You know, we're really having fun with this whole YouTube thing and vlogging, and it's kind of fun, you know. So I'm glad a lot of you like it. I appreciate all the nice comments, and you guys always have questions. Leave it down below in the comments if you got any questions about if you're having issues with your bike. And if I see it, I'll absolutely get to you and help you guys out. But either way, thanks for watching. Watch for the part 2 when I get the cylinder head back and then we put this thing back together, because that'll be a whole new adventure. Alright guys, have a good day. See you later. Peace. Here comes Leona. KLX 110 freestyle. Yeah! Atta girl.